Today on the channel from the Marvel Select Zombie line, we've got Zombie Spider-Man. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxing the Marvel Select Zombie figures. And today on the channel, we've got Zombie Marvel Select Spider-Man. But remember, for all your Marvel Select needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So Zombie Month, it is October 2021. I figured no better time than now to unbox some of these zombie figures, finally getting around to it. And today we're taking a look at Spider-Man. I would say for most people on the Mount Rushmore of Marvel superheroes, I think that's a pretty fair statement. Very popular. We've gotten every incarnation of Spider-Man over the years, it seems like, that you could ever dream for or imagine. We've even got, what-if versions of Spider-Man. We've gotten tons of different ones, and today we're taking a look at a zombie edition. Like I said, from Marvel Select. I do think we're eventually going to get a Marvel Legends line of zombie figures. I think there's too much money on the table, and at the end of the day, I say it all the time, I don't care if we're talking Marvel Select, we're talking Hasbro, we're talking Jazzwares, we're talking Mattel. Guess what? They want every dollar in your wallet, and they want every dollar in your savings as well. So I think there's too much meat on the bone, too much money to be had for Marvel Legends not to make an entire zombie line one of these days. So I'd say stay tuned. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see that in 2022. But we're going to take a look at the Spider-Man like we do all the other figures on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there as well. And first thing first with this one, maybe possibly the lightest Marvel Select figure I've ever had in my life. This thing is like nothing. It feels like one of those air bubbles used to ship things with. I mean, this is so light. I don't even think there's a figure in here. This could be a drawing for all I know. I don't know. But very, very light. Maybe the least amount of bang for your buck in Marvel Select figures. We usually get a lot of stuff. It's big, heavy figures with some of these Marvel Selects. This is so light, so small. You almost feel cheated a little bit, I guess. I don't know. We'll see, though, once we get it unboxed. But there's the packaging there. We know this big Marvel Select packaging didn't have to be this big for this figure, of course. Spider-Man right there, Marvel Select. Diamond Select making these, of course. You got the cool backgrounds we're used to with Marvel Select. We got a little diorama base with Spider-Man. That's pretty cool. You got Spider-Man, of course. I love how he's holding his leg. We'll talk about that when we get the figure out of the package. Got a little zombie Spider-Man logo down there as well. You got the bubble and all that. Let all the light in. Just big, big figure going on here. And there it is, the back of the package. You got Marvel Zombies right there, the comic book. You got a little blurb down there. You got UPCs, you got warnings, you got the comic book hotline, all that kind of stuff. You got a little glamour shot of the figure up there, up top. And then we're promoting Captain America Zombie and Zombie Hulk. We'll get to those on the channel here this month. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss. You want to go through all these zombie unboxings with me. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. So let's see what it says here. This is from Marvel Comics, Marvel Zombies, issue number 1, volume 1 from 2006, and this figure was made, I believe, 2014. Oh my gosh, this is from 2007. I didn't think, time. What has happened to time? I don't know. I remember seeing this at my local comic book store, and I was not buying Marvel Selects. I was not buying Marvel Legends at the time, but I would come across these. I'd see, back then, you had to dabble. You had to say, okay, what can I afford? Well, you still got to do that kind of stuff. But back then I said, I don't have the money. I'm not going to dive into these Marvel Selects. But then all these years later, here I am. Got to get a deal. I found the whole set plus, the original 2 plus the other 3 all together in a lot for a steal of a price about a year and a half, year ago, something like that. Jumped in, and here we are today. Over a year later, I'm finally getting around to unboxing these guys. Peter Parker may have been a wisecracking superhero as Spider-Man, but he found nothing funny when a mysterious virus from another dimension transformed him and the rest of the world's heroes into flesh-munching zombies. While the rest have embraced their new existence, Spider-Man wants nothing more than to be normal again. At least that is until the hunger strikes again. So I'm not very familiar with the zombie. Obviously, I've seen the artwork, I've seen pictures of it, but I do not know the whole story. I've heard it's actually pretty good, sad in spots. I think it gives you the roller coaster of emotions, is I believe what I've heard. So it seems kind of weird, a zombie having feelings and stuff. That's kind of when zombies start jumping the shark a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on here. Let's get him out of the old plastic prison. Some cool artwork going on there, as usual with Marvel Select. They do a good job. See you later. Watch out. How about a little plastic prison action? Like I said, very small figure. Very small. We got my handy dandy scissors here. We're going to need them for these twist ties. Twist Ties City, very similar to all Marvel Selects. They love their twist ties. They really rely on them. In big packaging, of course. It'll be interesting with all these new packaging laws that are taking place in, I think, 2023. What's going to happen to Marvel Select, how they're going to change their packaging, what they're going to do to change their ways to make the government happy, and old Uncle Sam. All right. Holy cow, he just shot his leg across the room. See you later. Let me grab that leg. I'll be right back. And we're back. Poor Spidey didn't have a leg to stand on. It went flying off the table. Very similar to Magneto. If you saw the Magneto unboxing, his helmet went flying off the table. So these things will jump at you. You got to be careful out there. But let's take a look at the diorama base first. Very, very small compared to your average Marvel Select base we've gotten in the past. Very small, very light, much like the figure, of course. Looks to be Silver Surfer's kind of melted body going on there. So he'll stand right over Silver Surfer. A little pipe action, and these do connect. 3 of these figures do connect together. I believe it's Captain America, Spider-Man, and the Hulk. Their bases connect, much like the Guardians of the Galaxy Disney Store exclusives. A solid Marvel Select set. I unboxed those about a year ago on the channel. Go back, search my videos. You can easily search Kyle Peterson Guardians of the Galaxy. You can find kind of the connecting of the Marvel Select ones. A pretty sleeper video, I would say. But that's that. That's the diorama. Very light. Got Silver Surfer's body, much like Magneto was standing over the Green Goblin. So there you go. But then you get to the Spider-Man figure. Very, very light, as I said. Very interesting here. Very statuesque. We say it all the time in these videos. Cross the line between a statue and an action figure with the Marvel Select. Decent articulation. You got elbow articulation moving side to side or up and down. It is single jointed. You've got arms that move at the shoulders all the way around, side to side. Head moves, of course. A little bit up and down, but really nothing. Then you get all the way. You can spin them all the way around if you want to. You got a waist, slides of the waist, but there's no ab crunch or anything like that of these Marvel Selects. I will say the paint is very dirty, dingy, blood-soaked, which I guess a zombie should be. But the head especially around the mouth, the bone around the mouth, seems a little bit... I want to say it doesn't seem very lifelike, but I guess a zombie isn't really that lifelike, but it just seems like it's missing the modern details that we get. But once again, this is 14 years ago. You got looking at this with 2021 eyes, it's probably not up to snuff. But if you go back then, it was probably groundbreaking, and if you updated it now, it'd probably be groundbreaking. So you got to be careful what eyes you're looking at this one with. But there's still a lot of stuff to like here. I like the blood on the shoulders is really nice and thick. We got tears throughout the Spider-Man costume and stuff. You got one eye kind of removed out of there. I would have liked to seen a little bit more damage to the head and the mask, maybe ripped with some hair coming out or some bald bone pieces out, something along those lines. I do like that he can hold his own leg. That's kind of a neat effect. You know, zombies don't really think, so how long is he going to carry his leg around? That's kind of a wonder out there I would have. He's got his right leg tore up. You got pieces of meat and bone stuff just really gnarled up, of course. And then the other leg, it's a little bit better. He's just got one little spot, but it's more traditional Spider-Man, just with a dirty wash to it. You got the knee articulation, no double jointed knees or anything like that. You've got the rocker at the ankle, no side to side or anything there. There's no boot cut, there's no thigh cut, anything like that. Very cool though. You can plug in this extra leg. I guess it's not his extra leg, it's a leg that is attachable. Or detachable, if you want to call it that. This one's pretty much straight bone, which is pretty cool, and it does just plug in. Ooh, it fights you a little bit more than I thought it would, but it will plug in there. Man, he looks really, really strange with this leg on there, though. But boy, it's... Oof. I thought I was going to break it off. It gives him a little bit of a wide stance. I mean, it doesn't look... But once again, zombies don't walk like a normal human. You know, sometimes they drag their foot. I mean, we've seen zombie movies. You've seen zombie movies. We've seen it a million times. So it is a little strange. We do got a little looseness in that left. It's got a little bit of that frog to it, I always say. It's got little frog legs going on. I don't know. It's Spider-Man, so it's popular, of course. Everybody loves Spider-Man out there. But I don't foresee this being my favorite zombie of any of them out there. I will rank them all at the end. Whatever the last one ends up being, we'll do a quick rankings at the end of how I see it and put them all together. But I'm not really feeling this one as much as I felt the other ones, I guess, that we've done so far. It's just something's missing. And maybe it's just the smallness of it. Maybe it's the dirty wash. Maybe it's just some things missing here. There is no foothold to stand, but you can kind of stand him in there in between kind of the effects going on. I don't know. I'd love your guys' opinion on this one. What do you think of this one? I don't know. The verdict's still out. Maybe it's got to grow on me for a little bit. You guys know I like to do first impression. I know there's other reviewers out there that unbox it. They spend some time with it, talk about it. I like to have my first impression eyes. See my first impression, because 99% of the time I've learned in life, your first impression is usually right. You should always follow your gut. So whatever I think first is pretty much how I'm going to feel at the end of the day. And this one I'm kind of on the fence with. I just don't foresee this being my favorite of the Marvel Zombie Select figures. And I don't know what could be done differently. I mean, obviously this is 2007 technology in toys, 2007 toy. You're not going to have some of the bells and whistles we get with modern figures. But even back then, I don't know if it's just the lightweightness of the figure being so light and small. There's just something's missing, and I can't put my finger on it, but I'll figure it out one of these days, I'm sure. So there it is, Marvel Select Zombie Spider-Man. You guys in the comments below, give me your thoughts. You ever had this figure? You know about this figure? Anything I missed with this figure? Any thoughts out there? Let me know in the thought comments down below. Let me know what you think of this Spidey. I'm trying to decide if I display him too, holding his leg maybe. I don't know, but then how does he stand? Unless you can kind of, yeah, I think without the leg, you're really going to have trouble having this guy stand anywhere. It's like he doesn't have a leg to stand on. But I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. We keep growing the channel every single day. I appreciate each and every one of you guys taking the time to watch my videos. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for another Marvel Select Zombie, this time Spider-Man, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.